The point we wanted to make really with this piece was that the IRGC isn't just the body that's most effectively putting down the protests with violence, but it's also the one with the most to lose if anything changes substantially. And we set out a few scenarios for what might happen next. The first, emergence of a kind of strongman that could take over, or perhaps several of them. If that happens, it's likely to run through the ranks of the IRGC. It's not just that senior military leadership that we hear all the usual rhetoric against American Israel from. It's also people who were once in the IRGC have since moved to civilian positions. Think of the foreign minister, the Speaker of Parliament, advisors to the Supreme Leader. The second option is an outright military coup. On that case, the IRGC is just straightforwardly the most powerful part of Iran's military, far stronger than the conventional military that it was set up after the revolution to counterbalance. And then third, a kind of slow decay into chaos. If the protests are put down, we revert to some kind of uneasy status quo, but the Islamic Republic still doesn't have tools in its toolbox to kind of address the fundamental challenges. In that case, anything that really changes, it's about potential defections from the security forces, most notably the IRGC, whether or not they start to disobey orders to shoot on protesters, whether or not they see that their best bet is siding with protesters or sticking with the status quo. And then the wild card in all of it, of course, is Trump and this threat that you mentioned of US military intervention. In that case too, it's the IRGC that would likely be targeted, again, because they've been putting down the protests, and it would be them that's responsible for the response. Think about the June war with Israel, where it was IRGC missiles that were flying into around Tel Aviv. It was IRGC missiles that were flying to that US base in Qatar. So from where we're looking, whatever happens next in Iran, it's about the IRGC is going to be really key to what happens next.